Alright, welcome to another video. I just finished watching Raw. There is some really good stuff in it, and then there's also some really bad stuff in it. I just want to make it clear that my last two videos I did got flagged as copyright, so I had to get rid of some of the footage from my video. I should really start figuring out how to download my videos. So I have to re-upload the top 5, and then that Danhausen one. I know I can't do picture-to-picture now. So, and that being said, this Raw had a really good promo that I will do a reaction to. But let's get on to this Raw reports. So Raw opened up with Paul Heyman, Logan Paul, and Austin Theory of the Vision walked out for an in-ring promo, and they were booed heavily. Heyman said this is where someone is supposed to welcome us to Raw, and since it's live from Indianapolis, Indiana. He said they were there tonight to talk about Seth Rollins, who came back on Saturday to cost Austin Theory. At my Elimination Chamber, the fans sang Seth's song. Heyman said he hates that song. He said Rollins stole the credit for founding the Vision and the Shield. Heyman claimed Rollins stole the main event of WrestleMania from Logan Paul, so the fans booed that. Heyman said Rollins steals oxygen and called Seth Mr. Lynch. He said the next time Rollins is in the WWE ring, they are going to stomp him out. Austin Theory had a theory, no pun intended, that they go way back, but Seth isn't going forward. They will use sub-chants. Logan called Rollins and scumbags, and he eliminated 3 people in the chamber before Rollins took it away from Logan. Logan said the last person to do that was Brock Lesnar because that's the kind of superstar Logan is. Logan claimed the show wasn't happening. Raw Adam Pearce walked out and claimed that they weren't holding the show hostage. Pearce said he thinks that they are the ones who attacked Jey Uso on SmackDown. Heyman said they have nothing to do with that, and they'll plead guilty to whatever they'll do to Rollins in the future. And then Pearce said that Rollins should be left to him because he's not medically cleared to compete. There was a masked man at ringside, and the security guys chased him out of the arena. Another hooded dude walked to the ring. I don't know why they're still doing this. So Rollins went after them. A third hooded man went into the ring. Theory chased him away, and then Heyman was all alone when a hooded man was in the aisle looking at Heyman. And then Seth Rollins appeared as the hooded man behind Heyman with a steel chair in hand. Rollins hit Heyman with a chair to the back, and then Heyman was down in pain, and Rollins hit Heyman with the stomp in the mat, the curd stomp. I was surprised that Paul Heyman took the bump, considering his age, and he's not a wrestler. But that's the kind of person that Heyman is. The fans popped huge for that. Rollins left through the crowd. There were WWE officials and fake medical personnel who checked on Heyman in the ring. This segment was great. There was an explosive start to Monday Night Raw with the fake hooded guy as decoys, and then Seth Rollins showed up. And then afterwards, Paul Heyman was being checked on the ring by WWE officials and then the fake medical personnel. Heyman was bleeding from the nose. It looked like a blood packet or something like that. Heyman was being helped to the back as they slowly walked him there. Paul Heyman was shown being into the ambulance, and then Austin Theory and Logan Paul checked on Heyman inside the ambulance. Paul said he'd go get to the car. When Theory tried to get into the car, Jimmy Uso punched him. Jimmy tossed Theory into some equipment. Jimmy walked up to the ambulance where LA Knight was driving. Don't worry, boys, he'll get the help he needs. As Knight drove off with the ambulance. So the next match was Gunther versus Dragon Lee. Yeah, I guess this feud will continue. Um, Dragon Lee is out to get revenge on Gunther because he retired his tag team partner AJ Styles. I didn't expect this match to go 15 minutes. I thought it was going to be like a squash match, but it went 15 minutes. There were some parts where I actually believed like Dragon Lee could win, so near the ending of the match, Gunther got a hold of him and applied the sleeper. Gunther ripped off Lee's mask. As he applied the sleeper, so Lee tapped out quickly. After the match, a towel was put on Lee's head in the ring, so we never saw his face without the mask. Gunther was booed. Asuka was backstage with Kairi Sane. Bullying her friend, Asuka shoved Sane away. After Asuka left, Women's IC champion AJ Lee checked on Sane, who stood ahead with a blank look. Asuka yelled for Sane and then left. Lee walked towards the ring for a promo. So, I'm kind of wondering, with the way Rhea Ripley's going, she's going to be a solo act with Jade Cargill. If Kairi Sane's going to turn on Asuka, and then Kairi's going to reunite with Io and go against Asuka. I mean, that could be something. Logan, Paul, and Austin Theory were by the entrance, and Logan complained about a 60-year-old man getting curb stomped, and the fans cheered Logan. And the fans cheered Logan, said they need to respect Heyman, claimed that they are the good guys. Theory did a promo saying he's going to face Jimmy Uso, and that Jimmy's going to feel it because that is the pressure. And then they made another announcement for the Hall of Fame. Demolition, Axe, and Smash were announced as part of the Hall of Fame class on Monday Night Raw, so that's good for them. And then AJ Lee did a promo. She was just, basically, it's just a promo saying that she's been here. This is her first title in 11 years. She's going to be a fighting champion, and she's going to have an open challenge to whoever wants to face her, but nobody came out. She told the ladies to show what they have. Becky Lynch wasn't on the show, so. And then Penta was shown walking backstage with the original Grande. Approached him. This was earlier. Original wasn't hiding his voice, so it was obvious it was Chad Gable. Original said he wanted a title shot, and Penta won. So yes. So Original said he'll talk to Pierce and face one of them later. El Grande Americano arrived with Rio and Bravo. And yeah, they said they'll have a match on the 14th at Rios de Reyes. Rio and Bravo got in the original's face, so the original says he'll talk to Pierce and face one of them later. Then there's a Liv Morgan video package saying that Stephanie Vaquer tried to embarrass her. Said that Vaquer is right there where she is privileged since WWE signed her as a 20-year-old and she received the best training. You know what? The promos that Roman Reigns and CM Punk are having, if they did that with every feud in WWE, the WWE would be watchable again. Instead of these video packages. Like, there was no, Stephanie or Liv Morgan were not on the show, but they did this video package. It was a great video package, but I'm looking forward to the in-ring promos. Hopefully they can do that. So original Americano versus Rio. This went 10 minutes. I'm not really invested much in the storyline. So there's a 10-minute match. Original Grande Americano won. And then Penta was featured in a promo saying that no one can save Dominic, as Penta will make history, become the new IC champion. I mean, Penta's had how many opportunities now? But we'll get there later on. I'll talk more later on when the match comes. Natty was interviewed by Jackie Redmond in the Skybox. When Jackie asked Natty what she has to say to herself, Natty said she hopes Maxine can see this. Natty says she's sorry she let Dupree train in a dungeon and made her feel good at this. Natty told Dupree that she's a bimbo, trying to convince him she's a killer. Natty says she outlasted other women throughout her career. Natty told Dupree to do a TikTok or a vlog with Otis and Tazawa. And Natty said hearts don't lie and the truth hurts. And then the Judgment Day's clubhouse was shown as Liv Morgan, Raquel played darts. Finn Balor approached Dominic and JD. Dom wondered if Balor was over going after the world title and could focus on Dominic. Balor said he thought Dominic wanted to win or on his own. Dominic wondered if Balor and JD would celebrate with him after he won. Balor said he'd be out there to watch Dom win. They were united. Now this next segment. Rusev went to ringside and stood on the commentating table. Rusev said he's tired of listening to people talking about Obi Femi. Rusev said he knows Obi is back there. Rusev called out Femi for a fight right now. So I don't even know what brand Obi's supposed to be on. I don't know if he's still technically a free agent because he's on Raw and SmackDown, but yeah, they don't really care about the brand split. Rusev said he's not moving from his table until Femi shows up. Obi made his entrance with the fans responding to him. When Obi got into the ring, he said that Rusev spent all this time talking, so let's make something happen. Rusev got into the ring and they exchanged punches. Femi got the upper hand and hit a running uppercut against the turnbuckle. Rusev avoided a slam and hit 2 kicks to the head. Femi came back with a spine buster. Femi clotheslined him. So it was a simple call out. So yeah, so Rusev had the courage to call out Obi Femi. So this segment, Rusev has lost every match. So this match is not even a threat. Like, they're building this as two powerhouses, but Rusev hasn't been a powerhouse since he got here. He's lost like every match. And in AEW, he didn't want to lose every match. So he just sat on the shelf. But yeah, so next week on Raw is going to be Obi, Femi, and Rusev. So Obi's probably going to destroy him. They might have a decent, it might be a match, but Obi's going to come out with the win. Because Rusev isn't really a threat at this point. I don't even know why they brought him back. But yeah, that's besides the point. So Bayley spoke to Lyra Valkyria how things haven't gone well for them lately. I actually enjoyed the segment. Lyra says she didn't want Bayley to miss out on the WrestleMania again, so Lyra said that AJ Lee is looking for challengers for the women's IC title, and Lyra said that it should be Bayley, and led to Bayley thanking Lyra for the support. Bayley suggested that they both talk to Raw GM Adam Pearce about it. As Bayley and Lyra went into the room, they saw Io leave the room. Bayley was portraying a character that was conflicted about whether she would go back to her heel way or remain as a good person. This story was basically dropped, which, I mean, it kind of was, but I don't know. I like Bayley as the babyface deal with Lyra, but who knows? I mean, Bayley could have the alter ego come back and turn on Lyra as well, because we'll find out that there'll be, because I'll talk later when they mention what else happens. So next up was Austin Theory versus Jimmy Uso. This went 3 minutes, disqualification. A short match to further the story involving the guys. Jey Uso's music hits. Logan Theory were looking into the aisle, but Jimmy showed up on the other side of the ring. Jimmy had crutches, so Jimmy and Jey hit Paul and Theory with crutches. So I think this probably could lead up to a match at WrestleMania for the tag team titles. Austin Theory and Logan Paul versus the Usos for the tag team titles. So Adam Pearce was backstage talking to Nick Aldis on the phone. Pearce ended the call. Danhausen talked to Pearce, whom he called Steve Austin. Danhausen demanded a blimp, a Hall of Fame induction, an assistant, a point photo with Triple H, and other things. The Judgment Day's Dominic, JD, and Finn were walking, so Pearce made them talk to Danhausen. Pearce laughed at Danhausen, said hello to Dom and Finn, but didn't know JD's name. JD said he hates this guy already. Danhausen liked the titles that Dom had, so Dom said you can't have it. So Danhausen cursed Dom. The JD guys laughed it off, and Dom's match was next. So that's the Danhausen promo. So that's what Danhausen did in AEW. He cursed everybody and did the silly gimmicks. So, I mean, if the 24/7 title still existed, I could see him doing comedy skits with R-Truth over that title. I mean, that'd probably be entertaining to see. And then Javon Evans was interviewed by Brian Saxton. Evans talked about being in pain after the Elimination Chamber. Evans talked about being in the ring with big dogs and then trashed Logan Paul, saying he was there too. Evans said that they are goals he wants to achieve. Evans said he's going to watch Dominic and Penta, saying he's coming for the IC title. Rhea Ripley was interviewed. by Jackie Redmond in the entrance. She was joined by her buddy Io. Redmond noted that Ripley won the Women's Elimination Chamber and would now challenge Jade Cargill for the Women's title at WrestleMania. Ripley said it sucks that she and Io lost the Women's titles. Rhea was sad because Sky has been her opponent, tag team partner, and best friend. Ripley thanks Sky for supporting her and standing by her and for pulling her out of dark situations. Sky said that Ripley did the same for her. Sky said that Ripley won the chamber and showed everyone why mommy is always on top. So Sky said she'll be okay on Raw. Sky told Ripley to handle her business and win the Women's Championship at WrestleMania. Ripley thanked Sky. Ripley said she's going to do it and told Sky she'll do it for her. And and then Ripley said that this Friday she'll see Jade Cargill face to face on SmackDown. And yeah. So maybe they'll focus on Io. So maybe they'll focus on Kairi Sane turning on Asuka and teaming up with Io. So that's the only route I could see happening, but I could be wrong. So next week on Raw, it's going to be a Women's IC Championship #1 Contenders Gauntlet match. Lara Valkyria versus Bayley versus Io versus Raquel versus Asuka versus Ivy Nile. So yeah. I mean, I could see any one of these people coming out. Like, I mean, it could be Bayley versus AJ Lee. That could be a good match. It could be Io Sky versus AJ Lee. That could be a really good match as well. Raquel even, Asuka, Lara Valkyria. Unless Bayley turns on Lara. If that's the way they're going to head it. I mean, if they're going to go that route, then they should do promo battles. And then in the end, it'll be Obi Femi versus Rusev. Next, with the IC title. This was a great match. It went 17 minutes. With Penta becoming the new IC champion, because in WWE you gotta lose a bunch of matches, lose a bunch of opportunities to finally become champion, to finally get over. But there was a moment in the match where Dominic called for JD to grab the hammer from the ringside. Balor told JD not to do it because Dominic said he wanted to do it by himself. While this was going on, Penta hit a somersault dive onto Balor and JD on the floor. Penta kicked Dominic in the head. Penta charged. Dominic avoided it and sent Penta into the ropes. Dominic went for the 619 and became the new champion. So Penta finally winning the champion after chasing that title for the past year and losing almost every match. The key moment of the match was Finn stopped JD. And who knows if they're going to play that Danhausen cursing Dominic, if they're going to play that part or not, and then they had a picture of Triple H holding the title, or doing a picture with Penta with his IC title. So this is the first AEW star to get over on the main roster, to finally have a title. So the next segment I'm gonna do a reaction to. It was an excellent promo from Roman Reigns and CM Punk. If every feud, if every feud was like this in WWE, with promos going back and forth, getting intense, if every promo was like that and every feud was like this in wrestling, this would make wrestling watchable, like straight through. This is the Attitude Era asks, and yeah, this segment was amazing. It was great. And I can't stress this enough. If every feud was like this, where they had like intense promo battles and got serious and shoot, yeah, they actually might sell tickets to WrestleMania. Just saying. And they actually might get people to watch wrestling again. If both companies did this, oh, it was just absolute old school promo. Um, yeah, so I thought this promo was good. I'll do a reaction to it because yeah, me repeating everything which will not do us justice. But yeah, so I'll do the good, the bad, the ugly. Well, there's actually two good things in this match. The good being the Roman Reigns and CM Punk promo. The second being Dominic and Penta match. And then the bad, I don't know, I'll say the bad was Austin Theory versus Jimmy Uso. I know it's just building up to the story, but yeah. But yeah, I think they should start having more, um, yeah, more story. And the ugly was, I would have to say the ugly was probably the Rusev calling out Obi, because Rusev is not a threat at this point. He loses like every match. One match I actually would like to see. I would like to see Obi Femi. I like to see Obi Femi versus Sheamus. That would be, now that would be an outstanding feud and match. So but that was Monday Night Raw. Yeah. So we'll see what happens on SmackDown, and yeah, that was Monday Night Raw. Let me know what you think, and I'll come back right away to do another video of the Roman Reigns Reigns and CM Punk audio. I think I was able to do audio last time, so yeah, until then, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.